My son, in May, had a sugar of 770 and had to be rushed to Piedmont Hospital. And how we found out that he had a glucose that high was, he said to me, Mom, it was around Mother's Day, Mom, I don't feel well. And he's not one of those, he's not working, he's not one of those to try and, make me spend my money. So I said, okay, well, I'll take you to the doctor. And we were driving. He said, Mom, I think I need the hospital. And I was like, let's just see what the doctor has to say. And we were stopped at the stoplight. And it was taking a long time. And he just burst out crying, Lord, please help me. And when I looked, I'm like, wait a minute, something's wrong. We did a U-turn, and I ended up at the hospital. I said, there's something wrong with my son. I have no idea what it is, but he's in pain. When they tested him, his glucose was 770. They said, we have ICU on standby because we're going to have to make sure that his organs aren't shutting down. Long story short, he's with Kaiser. They stabilized him. They put him on an insulin drip, and they hooked him up. He was having chest. They hooked him up to everything, and Kaiser sent an ambulance for him to take him to Piedmont Hospital. It was at Rockdale Medical. So I went ahead of them. I went with them. He was in a bit. They were excellent, and I was like, I can't believe that my son is diabetic. And when they gave us out, his came in with his information. His hemoglobin A1C was 9.3. I almost passed that, 9.3. I mean, what 26-year-olds walking around with an A1C of 9.3? So he had no idea what it meant. But when he saw my face, he said, Mom, that's bad. I said, baby, that's bad. Thank God you're here. And they were really good. They showed him how to take insulin, and they had him on 2 different types of insulin, and he was taking it like 3 or 4 times a day. He went up to like 100 units of insulin, and he said, Mom, I can't keep doing this. I hate this. I hate sticking myself. Between the sticking him to himself to test his sugar, and then the sticking, and they had to make sure he had the right type of insulin for this time and that time. I was like, okay, you know what? Some things, but by praying fasting, we're gonna do this. I believe in healing. Wouldn't be the first time the Lord has stepped in. So, we went. I said, okay, let's go up to Sprouts. We had, armed with how many carbohydrates he should have and all of this, and we're looking around, okay, what can we have? And as I was pointing to different nutritious things, it's like, I can't have that. And around the corner came this gentleman who said he was an herbalist, even though I've never been able to go back and thank him. And he said, why would you speak that on yourself? He said, I didn't speak this on myself. I've just been diagnosed with diabetic, just gotten out of hospital. So he looked and he said, well, you, Mom? I said, yeah. He said, okay, I'll tell you what you're supposed to do. So he said, you go to Vitamin Shop and you get the 14-day detox. He told me the name of it. He said, and at the same time, you go and you find some bitter melon, find some aloe, and then you find some cactus. He said, and you chop it up, you put it in a pitcher, you fill it up with water, and you infuse it overnight. And the next day, he starts drinking that along with the detox. And he said, and you just keep on doing that. I went to the farmer's market, couldn't find the cactus, but I found the bitter melon, found the aloe, and I also found online a recipe that included ginger and lemon. And since May, we've been doing that. A week into actually doing it, my son's glucose dropped to 70, where I had to call the 24-hour line and say, wait a minute, my son's supposed to take insulin. His glucose is 71. And they said, well, okay, hold on, don't take an insulin. And this happened a couple of times until we went back to the doctor, and he said, if his glucose is under 75, he doesn't take insulin. And then my sister, who's a nurse in emergency in Florida, said, if his fasting glucose is under 140, don't have him take insulin. Bottom line, a month after we rushed him to hospital with a glucose of 770. He is on no insulin. And 4 months later, he's had an A1C repeated. His A1C went from 9.3 to 6. And he's going to have another one next month. And he said, "Mom, it's 5. I already know it's 5." And even right now, we're still doing the bitter melon, the aloe, and matter of fact, he'll say, "Mom, it's losing his favor. You gonna make another one?" And he is on that. Yes, true. He knows that if he has a cake or something one day, he knows he can't have. That's it for the week. So he's also watching. He knows now. Hey, what I put into my body is my body's going to respond to it positively or negatively. And I mean, cumin is his best friend. I don't know why, but we're now using a lot more spices and stuff like that. And we're sharing it with everyone.
That's wonderful. So you said he was on some type of depression medicine. How long was he on that before you got?
He was hospitalized. We had to hospitalize him in January, and when they let him go, I said the only way you can let him go is if he's not just on medication, but he has to be in therapy. So he was in therapy, if you could call it therapy, but he was on. They put him on this medication, and about a month into it, he said, "Mom, it's not working anymore." So we had it about a couple of weeks before this happened. About a month before this happened, we had them double it.
Do you remember the name of the medication?
It's Abilify.
Abilify.
It's Abilify. And everyone's been telling me it's a new drug, so they were not quite sure on how. Now our next quest is to get him off Abilify.
Exactly.
Naturally.
Exactly. So as far as the bitter melon and the aloe and the cactus, how much of that did you use and how much water?
What like a family pitcher water that you would use for
a gallon or 2 gallon?
Yeah, about I guess a gallon.
Okay.
And then I get the bitter melon, cut it, core it, and chop it up like you would celery. And then I would just wash a piece of cactus root, I guess about 2 inches, and just like bread slice that, toss that in. And then I would take a piece of ginger about 2 inches, peel that, and chop that up. And then the lemon, I would chop it into little wedges, and then
one lemon,
and then peel the skin off, and just throw that in, not just the juice, but the whole lemon in there, and then fill it up with water, and then leave it, till like the next day, and you can taste when it starts losing its flavor, it starts losing its potency. My son would say, "Ma, I think you need to make another one."
So how much did you drink throughout the day?
He only drank about two glasses of that.
2 glasses in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And did you keep it in the refrigerator?
We keep it in the refrigerator. And in fact, I have my sister and her friend doing it now, because I mentioned, I was just drinking it in solidarity, because it's not the most pleasant tasting thing, although I kind of like it. He says my taste buds are off. And so I was drinking it, maybe a glass a day, just in solidarity, just to say I'm drinking it too. And I noticed I wasn't taking Prilosec.
And you took that
for acid reflux.
Ah.
And I noticed, well, wait a minute. Occasionally I might take a Zantac, but I wasn't taking the Prilosec or anything like that. And for weeks, sometimes I wasn't taking anything.
Wow, because of acid reflux, you take those things?
Because of drinking. And I'm like, wait a minute, anything I'm doing different is drinking.
Exactly.
This.
You did your own science experiment.
Yeah, and then it dawned on me, aloe is good for acid reflux. Mm-hmm. Ginger, the old timers always kept it in the fridge.
Yes.
For their upset stomach. Lemon's good for everything.
Yes, you're right.
I mean, bitter melon, hey, it's just the world's best kept secret.
Wow, that is wonderful.
It really is. It really is. So what we did during the summer, as we found a gentleman in the farmers market, in the local farmers market in Snellville, who was growing it. So every week we would go and we would just gather it up. And
Is this the aloe you said?
the bitter melon?
Bitter melon.
Yeah, because aloe you can find anywhere.
Right.
Bitter melon you can always find.
Okay.
And so what we were doing was coring it, chopping it up, and putting it in individual bags and freezing it. So I have enough that if I can't find it until next summer,
That's smart.
that we will have.
That is so
every week.
smart. So the 14-day detox, was it called 14-day detox?
It was. It was. All I remember, it had a sun on it. If I see it, I would know what it is. But it had a yellow sun radiating out, and it was. They also do it in 14, 7-day, and 3 days.
So was it a tea? Was it a powder?
No,
was it a liquid?
It was capsules. It was capsules. He took 2 in the morning, 2 in the night, and then there was like 5, I think, cleansing capsules that he took in between. And literally a week into taking that detox and drinking that is when we had to start calling the 24-hour line saying, my son's glucose is dropping.
Thank you so much. Tell me your name again.
My name is Susan Gray.
Wow, thank you, Susan. I appreciate it.